What's going on, everybody? Welcome to part 2 of sentiment analysis streaming app with dash and awesomeness tutorial series. In this tutorial, what we're going to be doing is streaming tweets from Twitter into a database, and before we insert it into a database, we're calculating the sentiment and saving that as well, with the idea being we can later do analysis and all that and visualize it and stuff in Dash. So to start, we have, well, basically, everything's going to be covered here is basically stuff that's already been covered, either in this series or in previous tutorials. So again, we're not going to be really writing anything out. It's just connecting concepts together. So that's really all I'm going to do. So one is with SQLite, just this SQLite series. If you don't know anything about MySQL, SQLite, and all that, you can check those out. And then the other is streaming tweets with Tweepy, which basically is just going to use this code right here. The only thing I would say, and then we're going to use SQLite, not MySQL, just simply because for everyone to follow along, MySQL can be kind of tedious, especially on Windows to set up. So SQLite, everybody has it if you've got Python, so it's good to go. Now, if you don't have Tweepy, pip install Tweepy. Otherwise, this is like a simple example of how a Twitter stream would work and look. All you have to do is fill in your key, your secret, your token, and your access secret. I can't remember. API secret. I can't remember what the A secret is. But anyways, if you don't have that, what you need to do is you need to head to apps.twitter.com. You can just follow that tutorial down here. Again, it's linked to in the text-based tutorial. I'll put links to that in the description. You can check it out. But basically, you just got to set up the account. I think to make any app, you have to have a phone connected to your Twitter account. I can't remember everything. But anyways, you'll need these 4 things. Don't worry, that's not my key. So anyway, and in this case, this would stream things for the term car. So what I could do is I could populate that and at least show you that running. So let me pause this real quick and let me just run it real quick. Okay, so the streams look something like this. It's relatively hard to read anything that's happening. Let me just cancel the build. But basically it just returns these massive JSON objects with all kinds of data, 90% of which you probably don't care at all about, but they return a bunch of stuff. So basically what we want to do is load in this JSON, parse out things like the tweet. Maybe there's other things you might want to parse out, but probably all you're really interested in is the tweet. And in this case, it was all tweets about cars. Okay, had to remove my keys. Now, the other thing I had to do too is fix the print statement. Apparently that tutorial was so old it was Python 2, but it was also /Python 3 because I printed with parentheses here. Whatever. Okay, so once we have that, that basically just streams, but again, it was streaming a bunch of stuff, not it was streaming everything that contains the word car or the term car, or the substring is the proper word probably here, of car. Now, what we want to do is kind of, we want to both generate sentiment on this, and we want to insert this data into a database. So that database, what I can do too is just kind of copy and paste that in here. We're going to use SQLite. The act of connecting to a database, if it doesn't exist, creates it. Boom. Then we've got a simple create table. This table is simple. It just has a Unix, a tweet, and sentiment. So Unix obviously is just Unix time. From Twitter, that's in milliseconds. So you'll need to divide by 1,000 or just tell whatever you're using to convert those to like a date that it's milliseconds. Tweet will just be the tweet itself. And then sentiment is that the value to the sentiment that we're going to read in. So let me see if I can't get this one back to do text blob. I was hoping to do, yeah, analysis polarity, because that's the one I want to use, I think, this time. I initially built this with Vader sentiment because it's quicker, but now I'm curious as I record this to test text blob instead, just to see what I think. So so that's how you'd create a table, and then basically we're just going to combine everything into here to create the script that's going to run through it. And actually, I think I'll just copy and paste that one as well. and then talk about the changes. So in this case, let me see if that's also, yeah, it's the end. So in this case, this is what the one that I built was using Vader sentiment. I'm going to swap that here in just a second. Otherwise, it creates that table if it doesn't exist. It also runs create table, so it'll make that table if that table doesn't yet exist. And that's about it. And then basically on the listener, what it's going to do is it's first of all going to try and accept here. It accepts on key error because sometimes there is no tweet, which is odd to me. So then we're going to use the JSON library to load in the string from data text. So data is going to be basically it's what's passed. It's that entire chunk, that entire JSON. So we're going to load that JSON, save it to data. So then it's like a dictionary object, basically. It's not quite, I don't think JSON objects in Python, I mean, like when you use the JSON library, I don't think that's actually a dictionary, but it's like a dictionary. So anyways, we're going to reference it with data text. Then we've got the time. We're going to grab the timestamp. So that's the timestamp of the tweet. And then here, what we're doing is calculating that sentiment. So what I'd like to do is come into here and actually change this. And I want to change this to be what we used here. So I'm going to bring in text blob. So from text blob, I'm going to import text blob. And then the sentiment, the analysis will be text blob of the line. Where are you? So here. And so it's not line, it's going to be tweet. And then sentiment is going to be analysis.sentiment.polarity, I believe. Analysis.sentiment.polarity. Yes. Okay. So in this case, just so it's clear, what we found before was, and what we did, and this is not where we left off with the 100% accuracy, but we found that a large percentage of things have a 0 sentiment, which I think is totally valid, especially for this library. So we don't need to add any thresholds here. It's only later when we go to actually do sentiment and say something has a positive or a negative sentiment. I would just say anything at 0 is neutral, and anything truly above 0 is positive, anything below 0. So if it equals 0, neutral. If it's above 0, positive. Below 0, negative. Anyway, then we insert into sentiment, taking great care, depending on which, basically which database we're using, but you always want to watch out anytime you're allowing users to create the input. A tweet is an input. You want to make sure that you're using something that's going to sanitize any of your inputs, and this is the proper methodology for it with SQLite. Other than that, I think that's basically everything. We want to try and accept here. I think I added later down the road a couple of other things that I think I'd like to go ahead and just add here. So one thing I know I added was indexes for our, I'm just going to find it here. Yeah. And then a while true for the rest of it. So now that we've kind of run through everything, and I'll talk about why we're tracking everything. Let me just do this again one more time. And I'll try to remember to update this in the text-based version for this tutorial. Basically, we're just creating all of these as an index just to see if it would make it quicker. I haven't really decided if it actually helps. There's reason to believe later on down the road when the things that we're using, we really can't optimize it anymore. The one reason you wouldn't want to create indexes that I know of is it's basically just like a memory hog. In this case, I didn't really care. I want it to be as fast as possible, so I did create indexes. You can decide you're smarter than me and do whatever you want there. I won't be offended. The other thing is, for random reasons, it was still breaking, and I couldn't figure out why, so I just made it a while true loop. Anytime it breaks, we'll just sleep for 5 seconds, print out the error just in case it's something that it keeps hitting. Otherwise, we'll continue trying. If you disconnect and reconnect too many times to the Twitter API, it is going to throttle you and will not give you access for 30 seconds or something like that. So just be patient and try again. If you hit any of those codes, like if it returns like a 411 or something like that, just Google it. Twitter API 411 or something like that, and you can find out what it means. Sometimes it's unauthorized, sometimes it's, it's all kinds of stuff. So anyways, keep that in mind. So what I'm going to do is populate the key secret token and all that, and I'm going to make sure this actually runs. Also, it should, as it runs, it should output time, tweet, and the sentiment. So and the changes I've made are not here. Darn it. Okay. Let's just make that change one more time. I'm glad I caught that. So analysis equals text blob of the tweet, and then sentiment is analysis dot sentiment dot polarity, and then rather than Vader sentiment, it's from text blob import text blob. That should be it. Let me populate the keys and all that. Okay, and let me run it. Let's see what happens. Hopefully not an error. Looks like an error. What you got for me? Oh, no module named Unicode. That's a good thing that I hit that because I never talked about it. So especially for stuffing it into, we just want to get rid of all those fancy characters. So on Twitter, you can make all kinds of cute smiley faces and stuff. We want to just simplify this quite a bit. So I'm going to use Unicode to do it. We might not actually need to. I'm tempted to not do it, but I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. It's just a pip install Unicode, and I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, got Unicode, and let's try that one more time. Still errors. What are we hitting now? Oh, we've defined that analyzer from Vader sentiment still. And again. All right, here we go. And we're off. So for some reason, this is normal. From Twitter, it's just like a bunch of stuff, pause. A bunch of stuff, pause. I don't know why that's happening. Years ago, when I used the Twitter streaming API, it streamed constantly. It would max out anything, any network I threw at it, and it's only the free version is only 1% of the fire hose. So I'm not sure if now my internet's too fast, and that's why it pauses. Because before it was just a constant stream. But anyways, it does that. So anyway, okay. So now we should be building this database. There she is right there, growing hopefully pretty quickly. Sure enough, it is. And yeah, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is let this database kind of populate for a while, and then once it's substantially sized, I'll pick up on the next tutorial. And honestly, it'll probably be decent. There's at least probably a few popular words that we could use right now and it would actually be okay. So actually I'll just continue straight into the next one. Okay, so at this point we've got everything coming in, and I'll just go ahead and well, I think if I just scroll up it, yeah. So here's our time. This is the actual tweet, and then as we can see, here's the polarity. And sure enough, I mean, since we're using text blob, we can see it clear as day. There are a lot of 0.0s coming in here. I mean, there's a lot of non-0.0s. Oh, and not advertiser-friendly word. Anyway, yeah, we've got a lot of zeros. That'll be interesting. I'm interested to see. I'm going to compare this one to Vader sentiment. Yeah. I wonder why there's so many zeros. Well, this one's just hard. First of all, I don't think this is English. A lot of these aren't English. Maybe that's the problem. Look how many wow. That's a lot of non-English tweets going on. Wow, look at all these. Wow, this is a lot. It looks like Spanish. Huh. Interesting. Anyway, we'll see, because I'll be able to compare the two. Okay, so that's all for now. Questions, comments, concerns, whatever, feel free to leave them below. Otherwise, in the next tutorial, we'll be reading from here and at least beginning to graph this stuff in Dash rather than looking at it in a console. So that's what you guys have to look forward to. See you in the next video.